stop right there. Before you touch another pair of scissors or hand your stylist a photo you found online, I need you to hear this. There is a haircut sitting in a salon binder right now, waiting for someone to ask for it, and the moment you do, you're going to look like you borrowed 10 years from your future self. But here's the twist nobody in the beauty world wants to admit. The haircut that makes you look younger is not the one everyone tells you to get. In fact, 3 of the 5 styles I'm about to show you are ones most women over 50 walk right past because they assume it's too much or not for someone my age. That assumption is exactly what's been aging you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which cut to walk in and ask for, and just as importantly, which ones to avoid completely. Hey there, gorgeous. If this is your first time here, welcome to Ageless Glow Club, the place where we prove that looking radiant after 50 doesn't require a fat wallet or a personal stylist on speed dial. And if you're one of my regulars, my loyal glow getters who show up every single week, thank you. You already know how we do things here. No fluff, no gimmicks, just real, doable beauty wisdom that actually works for real women living real lives. Today we're talking hair, specifically the 5 haircuts that don't just update your look, they visually shave years off your face. We're going deep into why they work, who they work best on, and exactly how to ask for them so you walk out of that salon chair looking like the best version of yourself. Before we dive in, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It costs nothing and it means everything, because every week I'm bringing you simple, budget-friendly ways to look and feel your absolute best. Consider this your standing invitation to the club. Now, here's something most people get wrong about aging and hair. They think the goal is to hide the gray or chase a style that looks younger on paper. But the real secret isn't about disguising your age. It's about working with your face, your bone structure, and the way light and shadow fall on you now, because that has changed since you were 30, and that's okay. The haircuts we're covering today aren't trendy for the sake of being trendy. Each one solves a specific problem that comes with age, whether that's a softening jawline, thinning strands, or a face that's starting to look tired even when you're not. Once you understand the why behind each cut, you'll never look at a hairstyle the same way again. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and let's get into haircut number 1. Haircut number 1, the money piece pixie. Let's start with the one that scares people the most and rewards them the most. The pixie cut. Now, before you scroll away thinking that's not for you, hear me out, because this isn't your grandmother's pixie. What I'm talking about is what stylists quietly call the money piece pixie. It keeps a bit of length and softness around the crown and the sides, so it frames your face instead of exposing it completely. Here's why this works like magic after 50. As we age, gravity does what gravity does, and length can actually drag your features downward, making you look more tired than you feel. A well-cut pixie lifts everything up and out, creating volume exactly where your face needs it most, around the cheekbones and the eyes. It draws attention straight to your eyes, which by the way, barely change with age. That's the trick nobody tells you. Your eyes are your youngest feature no matter how old you get, and this cut puts them front and center. If you have fine or thinning hair, this is especially powerful because shorter layers create the illusion of thickness. When you sit in that chair, ask for soft, textured layers around the crown with a bit of length left at the front to frame your face. Skip anything razor sharp or blunt. Soft edges are what read as youthful, not harsh ones. Haircut number 2, the curtain lob. Next up is a style that's been quietly taking over salons everywhere, and for good reason. The curtain lob. This is a lob, meaning a long bob that hits somewhere between your chin and your shoulders, paired with curtain bangs that part in the middle and sweep to either side like, well, curtains. Here's the part most people miss. As we age, our foreheads can appear larger and our hairlines can shift slightly. Curtain bangs solve this instantly because they soften the forehead without the commitment of a full, blunt fringe that needs constant upkeep. They also do something incredible for your face shape. They create a subtle frame around your cheeks, which lifts the entire look of your face the same way a nice frame elevates a painting. This cut works beautifully for almost every face shape and hair texture, wavy, straight, thick, or fine, because the length can be adjusted to flatter you specifically. And here's a little insider tip. Ask your stylist for slightly longer layers around the front, blending into the curtain fringe, so there are no harsh lines. That blending is what separates a look that says effortlessly elegant from one that says I tried too hard. Haircut number 3, the layered shag. Now we're getting into the one I personally think is the most underrated. The layered shag. I know what you're thinking. Shag haircuts sound like something from the 70s, and you're right, they are inspired by that era, but the modern version has been completely reimagined for mature hair. This cut is built on choppy, textured layers throughout, giving movement and body to hair that might otherwise sit flat and lifeless. Here's why this matters more as we age. Hair often loses density and shine over the years, and a flat cut with no layers only highlights that. But a shag creates the illusion of fullness and life, almost like your hair has energy and bounce even on days it's doing its own thing. It's also incredibly forgiving. You don't need salon-perfect styling every single day for it to look intentional, which, let's be honest, is a gift for anyone who values their time in the morning. This style pairs beautifully with natural gray or silver hair too, because the texture catches light in a way that makes silver strands look shimmery rather than dull. Ask for heavy layering starting around the cheekbone, with face framing pieces left slightly longer at the front. Now before we move to haircuts 4 and 5, I want to pause for just a second. If you're finding this helpful so far, do me a huge favor and drop a comment telling me which one of these 3 you're most excited to try. I read every single comment, and honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of making these videos. And if you haven't already, tap that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more women just like you who need to hear this. Okay, let's keep going, because the next 2 might just be the most transformative on this entire list. Haircut number 4, the angled bob with soft layers. This next one is for anyone who wants something polished, professional, and still deeply flattering. The angled bob, but not the sharp, severe version you might be picturing. We're talking about one with soft, blended layers rather than one length cut straight across. Here's the science behind why this works. A bob that's slightly longer in the front and shorter in the back creates a natural lifting effect around the jaw and neck, which is exactly the area that tends to soften with age. Instead of drawing the eye downward toward the neck, the angle pulls focus upward toward your cheekbones and jawline, essentially giving you a subtle, hairstyle-only version of a lift. No needles, no procedures, just clever cutting. This style also works incredibly well if you're someone who likes a put-together, structured look but doesn't want to spend forever styling every morning. A few soft waves with a curling iron, or even just finger combing if your hair has natural texture, and you're done. One important note here. Avoid a completely blunt, one-length bob if your goal is looking younger. That hard line can actually add visual weight and age to the face. The magic is in the soft angle and the blended layers. Haircut number 5, the long layered cut with face framing pieces. And finally, for the women who simply aren't ready to say goodbye to their length, and honestly, you shouldn't have to. This last cut proves you can keep your hair long and still look years younger, as long as it's done correctly. The key here is strategic layering combined with face framing pieces cut around the cheeks and jaw. Here's why so many long haircuts on mature women can accidentally age them. When hair is left one length with no layers, it can hang heavy and pull the whole face downward, especially around the mouth and jawline. But when you add movement through layers, and specifically shorter pieces around the face, you create lift, lightness, and dimension. It's the difference between hair that weighs you down and hair that seems to float around you. This cut is especially stunning when paired with some subtle face framing highlights, because the contrast draws even more attention to your eyes and cheekbones. When you ask for this at the salon, be specific. Request long layers throughout, with the shortest face framing pieces starting around chin length, gradually blending into the rest of your length. That blending is everything. Choppy, disconnected layers can look messy, but smooth, while blended ones look expensive and intentional. So there you have it, 5 haircuts that don't just follow trends, they work with your face, your hair type, and the natural changes that come with age instead of fighting against them. Here's what I want you to remember above everything else. The goal was never to chase youth by copying what a 25-year-old is doing. The goal is elegance, confidence, and working with what you have in the smartest way possible. Any one of these 5 cuts, done well by a stylist who understands mature hair, can genuinely transform not just how you look, but how you feel every time you catch your reflection. Before you go, if this video helped you even a little, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. And I would love to know, which of these 5 are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments, I read every single one. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay glowing.